Think this is a mid-air double suicide. Think again. This is the death spiral, nature's most savage trustfall. Willingly free-falling together with locked talons is their way of saying, "You're my safe haven." After the flirtation, it's time to secure the bag. From way up high, these apex predators lock on to their target. Tucking their wings, they dive like a torpedo to snatch up their prey. Insane grip strength, anti-slip spiky pads, an absolute masterclass in hunting. Top-tier skills, sure, but these guys can be incredibly lazy. See an osprey with a fresh catch? It's time to play the neighborhood bully, harassing them mid-air until they drop the goods. Daylight robbery at its finest. Ladies and gentlemen, meet the bald eagle, the majestic national bird of the United States, flexing on every national seal and dollar bill. Yet, founding father Benjamin Franklin totally dissed this tough guy for having bad moral character because of its thieving habits. He actually wanted to vote for the turkey. Who knew the turkey was destined for the Thanksgiving dinner plate, while our bald buddy spread its wings to become the ultimate symbol of freedom? Don't let that sharp white-headed tuxedo fool you. Their childhood was pretty awkward. As juveniles, they're sporting a mottled, dusty brown look, taking about 4 to 5 years for a full globe to don that authoritative white crown. When you're starving, dignity goes right out the window. Live fish, rabbits, even rotting carrion, they'll devour it all. Especially in the bitter winter when the rivers freeze over. It's a total gang war as they fight over every little scrap of meat on the snow. Savage when hungry, but in love. They are the ultimate hopeless romantics. Once they swipe right, it's a lifelong commitment. The vast sky is just a backdrop for their duo flights. Once they're officially a thing, it's time to build the mansion. The power couple picks the sturdiest tree and hauls heavy branches to build their platform. They'll keep the exact same address for a couple of decades, adding new extensions every single year. Eventually, this mega nest swells to 10 feet wide, 20 feet deep, and weighs up to 2 tons. Many poor old trees have literally snapped under the weight of these unpermitted luxury mansions. A big house means it's time for kids. Mum and Dad take turns incubating 1 to 3 eggs for 5 grueling weeks in the freezing snow, treating them like absolute treasure. But their parenting style is straight out of the school of hard knocks. The chicks will fiercely fight and bully each other for food, while the parents just stand there giving them the ultimate blank stare. Survival of the fittest, kid. No one cares if you cry. But even a 20 or 30-year love story has its end. Some widowed eagles choose to live out their days in solitude, stubbornly guarding the 20-year-old nest filled with memories. Their biggest enemy wasn't nature, but us. Last century, the pesticide DDT crept up the food chain. Eagle mums unknowingly carried the toxin, making their eggshells dangerously thin. The moment they sat down to incubate, crunch, unborn chicks crushed under their own mother's weight. Tears shed for the symbol of freedom. By the 1960s, the native bald eagle population in the lower 48 states plummeted to fewer than 500 nesting pairs. Heartbreaking, right? The national bird was on the brink of being wiped out in its own backyard. Talk about an awkward situation. Thankfully, humanity stepped up to fix its mess. In 1972, a total ban on DDT was rolled out. Decades of hardcore protection, habitat conservation, and breeding efforts finally paid off. In 2007, they proudly scratched their names off the endangered species list, bouncing back to hundreds of thousands of individuals. Just look at them now. Up in Alaska, when the salmon run hits, These eagles gather like it's a block party, weighing down tree branches and lining up on power poles. They're swarming like overgrown sparrows. 40 years of dedication brought us this ecological miracle. But hey, a leopard can't change its spots. Even with a full belly, they still love beefing with ospreys or showing off their scavenger skills. Fighting dirty over leftovers on the frozen riverbanks. Zero chill, zero shame. They might be street thugs when it comes to food, but their love game is incredibly pure. Willing to plunge hundreds of feet in a locked talon trustfall, spending 20 seasons building a home stick by stick, and fiercely guarding an empty nest when their partner is gone. These supposed bullies are actually nature's most loyal lovers.